Think we're live, Moff? Do believe? Test. You got the tube TV turned? All right, what's going on, everybody. Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS with another episode of Keep It Rollin', the podcast with a twist. We are talking about the PGA Arnold Palmer Invitational with my guy Moff Dollars, and we have our locks of the week. Moff, what's going on?
Sorry, guys. A little technical difficulties. Was trying to check if we were up and running. I got the notification on the iPad. Pat, we are live. Welcome, everybody. Pat, where do you want to start tonight?
Horses.
The dark horses. Who you like? What are you thinking?
One guy that hit the ball phenomenally last week and didn't even make that many putts. Adam Sessom never played here before, so I don't like him to win, but I love him to make the cut. He's at long odds. He is my guy this week. Absolutely picked apart a tough course last week, and that's starting at the top rope. I don't even know how to pronounce the guy's name. But who's
this guy?
He finished 9th last week.
Oh, I see him right here.
Check him out.
Adam Sessom.
Sessom. No idea who the guy is. Not a clue. But, man, last week he was very impressive. And impressive in a way. I thought I had a little sprinkle on him to win live at crazy odds. The way he was hitting the ball, if he just could have made a couple putts, Moff, I'm telling you, he was insane. So don't even know who the guy is, but I'm riding that hot hand, and he's sitting at some absurd odds. So for him to place top, let me pull this up over here on FanDuel Sportsbook. Adam Sessom, dark horse off the top rope. I mean, I got thumbs getting tired scrolling, looking for the guy.
He's down there. Adam Sessom.
He's like 150 to win. 150 to 1 to win.
Svensson.
Plus 320. He's in that plus 320 range. So, Svensson, look for him. That's my dark horse. Moff, what you got?
I mean, if we're going dark horses way down there, a guy that kind of fits the bill to a T is my dude Sammy Ryder. Kind of the same story. I mean, played well last week. Let's see, I'm pulling up his stuff. So many names. Well, underprepared, but playing well now. So, like, if we're talking about guys I liked last week, and he was on the last page, but Sepp Straka. I mean, literally the definition that I had written down next to him was nothing crazy jumps out, but he's playing well now. If you look at Sammy Ryder, he's 9th, 26th, 23rd. Missed a couple cuts earlier on. He's only played here twice, missed cut in 33rd. But I don't know. The only thing that I don't really like is he's losing some strokes putting. Other than that, he played a really tough course well last week. And good iron player. I mean,
speaking of good iron player,
Eagles.
Let me throw one at you. Mito Pereira, running back on him?
We could run it back. Mito, yeah. I mean, so I had Mito and Cameron Young last week. Cameron, I think, came out ahead of the two, but same thing. I mean, young dude playing well. Where did he finish last week?
Finished damn good. He was scrap. He was like right around that top 20 range.
I'd say Kev Kisner's a dark horse too. My boy Kiz, come out here, strike some irons, and get them rolling.
So he's actually an interesting name. So we're talking about attacking this course. You really got to be able to attack par fives. Your par five scoring's got to be A1.
And he hits it nowhere.
It doesn't matter, but his par five numbers are actually pretty good. So looking at a guy like Kevin Kisner, let me pull up his numbers here. Tell him why you like Kiz, Moff.
I mean, honestly, like I just fuck with Kiz hard. I mean, he's kind of just like a nonchalant, golfer, which is why you can't trust.
Keep it rolling.
And it's why I don't. But I don't know. I think Kevin Kisner, Kevin Na, good iron players who seem to. I mean, I didn't know Kisner was a proficient eagler, but Kevin Na is as well on the low. I mean, and a great iron player. He just short game putting, no distance. It's tough, you know.
No distance.
You got to be on. You know, like if these guys that aren't gaining an edge off the tee, like you got to be on absolutely everywhere else. But it happens every week. Dylan Fratelli, kid that's been playing pretty well. I mean, nothing crazy, but
Yeah, he bombs it.
bomber.
That's an interesting name. So he's a terrible putter, but better on Bermuda. Hits the ball far. It's an interesting one.
Sammy Ryder.
Sam Ryder. Why do you like Sam Ryder?
I don't know. No good reason. He's just been playing well. Must be managing these courses if he's not jumping out on the stat sheet. I mean, long irons, nothing special. 10 to 15 foot putting. Top tier. That's about all she wrote for old Sam.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. My dark horse for sure, 100%.
Strokes gained.
Looking at this thing, I'm looking further into this guy, and the more I look at him, unbelievable. Adam Svensson, Svensson.
Svensson.
Oh, there's an E in there. Svennsson. Svensson.
Svensson. You got it.
Svensson.
You got it.
I'm a Svensson guy. That's my guy. He's hits just about everything I'm looking for. He's a better putter on Bermuda, but the guy has been just striking the ball. Over the last 5 tournaments, the Farmers, he sucked. But he made the cut, so he must have just fallen apart on either Saturday or Sunday. One of those days, just had like a crazy bad day. So that's an interesting one. I'd like to look a little more into that one. But the other 4 tournaments he's played this year, he's gained at least 2 strokes on the field with his approach game. 6 at the Sony, 3 at Pebble Beach, 3 at the Honda. He was good. He's been good off the tee, improving. He's been putting terribly, absolutely terribly. If the guy... he gained 11.5 strokes from off tee to green last week. So, shoot, man, that's one of those guys for sure.
That's a big deal at this course.
Huge.
Just can't putt, huh?
Can't putt, but better putter here. So, hey.
Do we want like some dark horse like top 30s?
Svensson.
Can we take Pat Perez as like a top 30 dark horse?
Yeah, no, Patty P. We can talk about Patty P. That's a good name to bring up there. I mean, I think that's great dark horse material there. We're talking about
so like Pat
shots.
Perez fits this bill. Like
he puts
this bill.
So puts best on Bermuda. Check. Approach.
So strokes gained approach and strokes gained putting. Right in line, actually a little better than none other Mark Leishman, who has been proficient at this course. Among other guys, Leishman, Matty Fitzpatrick. I wish we had some Tiger Woods stats up here. I keep saying that, but like it would be great to compare Tiger's stats to these guys now because he was so dominant for like 10 years. I mean, this was just his tournament. He showed up, took it. All different sorts of ways. But Patty Perez, he's finished 9th and 6th at Pebble Beach and Farmers. He's kind of been chilling. He's probably partying out in the desert. It is, his compound out there in the desert. Fuck with Patty Perez hard.
See, I like Patty. I'm all right with Pat Perez anytime. For what his odds are worth, he's very consistent. He's gained strokes around the green or tee to green. I mean, he's gaining strokes tee to green in about 75% of tournaments played over the past year. when you're catching that kind of long shot, that kind of bread, that's ideal. And we mix in there with a couple top, a 14, a 10, 11, 16, a 6, and a 9. I mean, the dude's that's an interesting name. Interesting name out here.
I think I'm gonna log my guys: Pat Perez, Kevin Na. Long shots.
Pat Perez and Kevin Na, your 2 long shots. That's what you're locking in over there. Dark horse.
Lock them in. Dark horses.
Okay.
Oldies. Or vets.
Okay. Well, that's one thing about this course, Moff. We can talk about it. Has been in the last 30 years. There's been one first-time winner. So,
Shit. That just. Wait, how many times? Bring that one up. I know you don't like stats like that, but what was it?
What? There hasn't been a first-time winner here in one time in the last 31 years, something like that. It just means that there's certain nuances about the course.
No, exactly.
So I don't think Svenson's going to win. I'm not going to take him to win, but I'm going to take him for a top 10, top 20 at those long odds. The dude's been money. If he could putt just a little bit better. He's been putting terribly, absolutely terribly. And he placed 10th place last week, 9th. And the dude lost strokes every round putting. Just miserably. That's my guy.
It's kind of a bizarre stat. Really narrows down the winner.
You think so? Guys that have played here before?
No. Winners. You said there's only been one first-time winner in 30 years. That don't make no sense.
The first time they're playing at the course, they win.
Gotcha. First time playing the course. Doesn't happen.
See.
We're baked.
All right. So let's talk about shoot. Should we go ahead and hop right on in, leading into our DFS Moff with some of those dark horses there? And wrap it up with our locks of the week?
We could do that. Let me pull up DFS.
So look, you're a guy like Kevin Na. For his odds, he's a little disrespected. But man, Moff, I kind of really agree with you here. He's in decent form. This is one of those courses.
Just a little disrespect on the numbers.
It's one of those courses where you can just par it around. Par 3s, par 4s are pretty hard. So if you just hit your irons, get up and down, do your business. And that's Kevin Na's game. Just get up and down, But he's also very good at eagles. He ranks up there in eagles and birdie or better percentage. So he knows how to score, and especially par 5. That's crucial. So that's an interesting name there, to say the least. Nice.
I don't think you can go DFS. As far as if you're gonna look at those top tier guys, I think Matt Fitzpatrick or Leishman is kind of, if you can somehow afford both of them. I think that would be pretty fucking deadly. And then you round it. I'm trying to go down and round it out. Listen. Look at our guy Tom Hoagie down here in DFS at $7,300. People acting like come on. People acting like he wasn't just tearing it up in the last 2 months and took a few weeks off. And we're going to act like Moff didn't call the end of his hot streak because he's a little older and Father Time catches up with everybody.
I do believe he is number 1 in the field. Approach shot, 175 to 200 yards.
Ooh. Tom Hoagie, into my DFS.
Yeah, fucking right.
7,300 buckers.
Dude, give me some. I'll take some Hoagie all day.
Great value down there, right there with him. They got Tom Hoagie and Keegan Bradley next to each other, y'all.
Hey.
That don't make no sense.
Hey.
I love Keegan, and he's been playing well. He's actually playing real well this year, better than he has been in the last few years. Hey. And he hit some marks here at this course, so Keegan Bradley can pop up. I fuck with Keegan hard, but he can also go into my DFS. He just might. I like it. Okay, Pat, this is my DFS right now, and like Keegan Bradley, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Hoagie, Mark Leishman, and Rory McIlroy with $6,000 left.
All right, who you got down there?
It's not looking good. So maybe we drop Rory, but
Yeah, no. We got to find Svensson in there.
DFS knows my guy Charles Schwartzel isn't worth a shit this week. He's down at the bottom. I can afford Charles. No Charles.
All right, well, let's see how we can fade Sir Charles this week. What do you say? See if there's any good odds out there on that. Because I don't disagree. Actually, I'm looking at some of those odds over there, Moff. I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's not a bad idea.
Finishing positions. Oh, Make missed the cut. Let's see what they got out there.
So, guys, with the approach, that's going to come in pretty crucial. One guy that pops for me is Lanto Griffin. Moff, what you think about that name? I know he's a Cali kid, I does believe.
Lanto. I don't know much about Lanto, but I've heard it. I've heard his name, and I've seen his name pop up this week. Trying to see.
All right, well, I'll go ahead and start with some of the guys that I'm looking at. Tough courses. I always talk to Moff about this. There's a couple guys that just thrive on tough courses, and one of them is Sepp Straka. For the odds at what he's worth, I like him again this week. I'm not really into fading him. I'd ride the hot hand. He's another guy. He actually could have putt much better last week. He won that tournament. Him and Adam Svensson. Both of them hit phenomenally all week long and could have scored much better, but they didn't hit any putts. I like both those guys again this week, and I'm just fine taking them. As their odds haven't even changed, especially with Sepp Straka just winning, maybe getting a little more confidence. It's boom or bust. So I like him to place top 10 again, to be honest with you, at some longer odds. But getting on into some of the more locks of the week, Rory, Moff already brought up. Rory's almost a surefire one, but his odds are...
This top 10.
His odds are there for a reason.
Well, yeah, because he dominates this place.
We were talking about Kevin Keith Mitchell.
Love Keith. So Keith's just been steady, goes at balling, big bomber off the tee. And I know you said you liked him top 10, but I mean, I think even top 20 plus 220, it's some value like we saw on Max Homa a few weeks ago. I think, and there's a couple of guys right there, but I think Keith, he has a good track record here. As we talked about earlier, it behooves people to play this course multiple times. There's little ins and outs, and Keith's been on the tour a while, and he's in form. And I think for a top 20 spot, he's got my vote. Pat, you're talking top 10.
Yeah.
More of a boomer bust, right?
Yeah. Top 10. But some of these other guys, I think it's most important. The most important factor this week is par 5 scoring. So looking at that par 5 scoring average this year of guys in the field, don't have this narrowed down to guys in the field, son of a bitch. But Matt Fitzpatrick is right there, Moff. You talked about him. He even over last year.
That's
that's your guy. You talk about him.
So the kid is just a stud, and he was gonna win the Genesis if he didn't get sick. I mean, he's strokes gained total, he's dominating. I mean, he's just like Zalatoris, but the difference is he's English, and he's used to this wind, and he's used to these sort of conditions, and that's why all these English guys, Irish guys, Rory, who probably I feel like Scotland deals with the most wind, but it's he fits the bill, and he's playing the best out of all of them right now. I mean, I have confidence in I said it last night, all the English guys except Danny Willett. And Justin Rose, I think, could pop up. I mean, we're talking about a gold medalist, Olympian, former number one. And these English guys, dude, old Lee Westwood could come out here and do it. I mean, Ian Poulter could come out here and do it. I mean, it just depends on who's firing. But Fitzpatrick is by far the most informed right now, and his track record here speaks for itself. I think if you want to take what little, if any, juice is on like a Matt Fitzpatrick top 20, I mean, that would be my idea of the closest thing to a lock it up. I mean, but
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to see.
You ain't wrong.
But there's probably no juice, I'll say.
You ain't wrong. I want to talk about a guy we briefly brought on him yesterday.
Plus 135. It is plus odds.
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be minus. No way, not for him. But I want to talk about a guy we briefly yesterday. Cameron Young.
Oh, Cam.
Birdie
Never
or
played
better.
here before.
Getting after it. Bombs the ball. Absolutely bombs it. Those long irons, short irons are where those are his best irons. He struggles in the middle. And this is the kind of course I feel like it kind of fits him off. And I'm not going to be riding this guy at the end of the year. Very similar to Will Zalatoris last year. You catch him in the beginning with those odds longer before they consistently go up. Like Will Zalatoris last year at the beginning of the year, he had insane odds at the beginning of the year.
Watch where Cam Young is at the end of come summertime.
Guaranteed.
End of
that's
the
what
summer.
I'm saying. So that's why I had to bring him up again. I think every week is almost like on POA or Bermuda. You got to play him somewhere along the line. And this is one of those courses where birdie or better conversion. He's like top 10. He's decent putts, which Cam Young.
Listen, Bryson won this won it, finished top 2. I mean,
yeah, he won it last year. I think he's the most similar to Bryson.
Big bomber. You could lose it off the tee, but it's not going to hurt you because you got so much power. You can get it out of the rough. I mean, I'm waiting to see, Bryson took on that par 5 where he turned it into half a par 4 where he takes it across the water. I mean, Cameron Young can do that. So yeah, good. I think that's a good comparison. Obviously he's not quite the physique of Bryson DeChambeau, but still packs a similar punch. One of the hardest on tour and one of the youngest. He's just never played here before. But he's playing well at tough courses. Genesis and the Honda. Some of the 2 toughest courses outside major venues, and the kids right there with the best of them. Last week was weird, though. What a weird little tournament.
Very weird. The rain at the end was something else, but
yeah,
tough. That wind started picking up, and man. So I want to talk about somebody, Moff, that fits everything except the putting form, and that is a guy like Maverick McNeely. I think his odds are pretty fitting.
Maverick.
But I don't really love Mav this week because of his, Bermuda. It's a complete notch down. So fading him in some of those matchups, he's in that price range with some of those guys that we were just talking about. I was looking at that for a potential pick. I was wondering what you thought about that.
Dude, I love Maverick McNeely. His iron game is not the sharpest, but his long iron game is, and then he fits a lot of other bills. I mean, he's not terrible putting, strokes game putting, 14th strokes game total. Eagles
number 2 in Eagles. He
Woo! Watch out. Dude's electric. Strokes gained off the tee, top 25. Tee to green, top 25. Hits it plenty far, average 307 off the tee. Yeah. There's a lot of talent this week. But that's a horse.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, Maverick. What's his record here? That was one of my first picks was old Maverick, AT&T. Here's one of my top guys. I'm trying not to fade the guys that I liked when we started this thing. That's why I'm trying to keep some consistency here. I haven't even mentioned Taylor Gooch just because he's on everybody's blacklist. But
is he on everybody's blacklist?
I mean, Taylor.
Yo, did Gooch play
seems
last week?
No.
We're taking Gooch.
We said we were going to take Gooch when he came back. We said that 2 weeks ago.
He struggles the most on Bermuda. We'll take him next week. But
yeah, dude, that's
birdie or better, eagles, driving, approach.
But see, like Joaquin Niemann, he wasn't good on Poa annua. That was his negative variance, and he fucking took that shit home.
He just putted well. Rode a hot hand.
Well, he hit it close.
Yeah, he also made some crazy putts. And that's going to happen.
He did make some fucking crazy putts. Maverick. See, there's guys Maverick, Christian Buzenhout, Cam Young, Chris Kirk, Luke List. They're kind of all right there. Low on the DraftKings money. Lower. I think that's some good value for DFS and for, Cam Young is hot, y'all. And so is Chris Kirk.
All right, so looking at this course here, talking about strokes gained putting. Let me see. Over the last 4 years, a couple names that pop here, Moff. You might like a couple. I'll read out about the top 10. Keith Mitchell, 10th. Rory, Sam Burns, Sung J M, Leishman, Matt Fitzpatrick, Andrew Putnam, Bo Hostler, Max Homa, number 2, and Christian Bazenhout. A couple interesting names there. But a couple
what list is that?
What you got?
What list is that? Where'd you get those?
Oh, don't worry about it. Those are the top over the last 4 years at Bay Hill. Average strokes gained putting leaders. And here we are with approach, which is probably one of the more important ones, if not the most important one. Tom Hoagie, Moff, number 1 in 10 rounds here. Hey, Hoagie's an
Tommy
interesting
Hoagie.
Name. Gooch and Hogue? Gooch and Hogue? Gooch and Hogue. I'm down to ride Tom Hogue this week.
I want to take 4 guys top 20 this week.
I'm down for that. Approach. If we got some. No, I'm not down for that. That's not. But Tom Hogue.
It looks good at first.
I think I'm gonna ride Hogue. At this tournament, he hits the ball damn well. So in my model next week, Moff, I'm telling you, next week it's going to be the one where it's similar courses, but not the field or not the exact course. And see if we can't find some guys who just haven't played well at this specific course that maybe we can find to make some cuts or with some big plus juice. But other names in that approach category, one name, Moff. Oh, man. Actually, that's what I'm going to go to, ball strikers. Number 1 over the last 4 years. 6 rounds, so I guess he got cut once. Lee Westwood, hit or miss?
English,
that's fuck.
Log it up. Making the cut.
All right, so let's find some guys. This is what we're looking for. You're talking about narrowing it down through a filter, Moff, to try to find some of these guys. We're looking for guys with par 5 who could score. Potential eagles. A little bit of bogey avoidance, maybe. Those par threes, par fives.
Jason Kokrak. That boy Jason's got a track record here. Just haven't been playing well the last few weeks. Killer long iron player. Good
You don't
putter.
say?
But just doesn't. He's just. I think he likes the course. I mean, what he's like. He's stupid out here. Jason Kokrak, 18th and 10th, last 3 years. He's only played one tournament this year.
That is about perfect form we're looking for here.
And he's just like Leishman. He's one of the few that has positive strokes gained on approach and putting.
I'll tell you what, Gooch and Seamus Power are the two names that just keep popping for me. And Kokrak.
Yep.
Those guys right in that range, on that 45-1 range.
And you got to think, like, the guys that have been winning, where they've been. Down there.
Well, with Rahm being the favorite for a guy that hasn't played
Every
here
week.
before, I was kind of hinting at that earlier. There's never been a first-time winner or one first-time winner over the past 30 years. Obviously, John Rahm is more than capable, but I'm not taking his odds, not this week. I'm cool letting him pass. I think there's actually added value to the field knowing that, Moff. So some sprinkles on some guys to win. I like, Keith Mitchell. Gooch. Gooch can go out there and fire some, people were shitting on him hard. But
if his head's
hot,
right. His driver, dude, it's his driver, man.
If he's got a hot hand.
Stay out of trouble.
And
I
then
think Kokrak could be that dog.
who's my other long shot over there? At Sessom. Yes. That's my guy. 100%. That is my guy. That might be my lock of the week. I don't even know. Actually, it's definitely not my lock of the week. That's my long shot. But, damn, I love that dude. Basenhout is flirting with being my lock. Moff, talk me out of Basenhout. What you got on?
I can't talk you out of Basenhout.
Same
bill.
Foreign as all ever.
Foreign as all ever. Gain strokes, approach, and putting. Where's my Basenhout? Dude's been playing well. Where's he at?
Best on Bermuda.
Approach around the green. Struggles around the green.
Birdie or better would be the only thing, but he's decent with eagles. Par fives though, he's all right. He's in decent form. His approach could be a little sharper, but he's a streaky approach guy.
He's throwing solid iron player. Three-putt avoidance is up there. I like that birdie conversion though. The birdie or better conversion percentage is also something that's popped out. Strokes gained approach, total strokes gained. Long irons. Birdie or better. Eagles.
All right, so Mito is not playing this week. But
Mito.
Pat Perez. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's start getting into lock it in. We got about 30 minutes in. Let's see if we can't wrap it up here in the next 10 with some lock it up picks of the week. If you're just tuning in, go ahead. This is Keep It Rollin' podcast, talking about golf with me, my guy Moff Dollars. We're getting into our segment lock of the week, where we lock up.
Lock it up.
Lock it up. Fade of the week, lock of the week, and shit, Moff, where we going? What direction? Locks of the week. Top three. Give me like your top three guys, top three picks, and we'll chat through it here.
So in my mind, I've got like a couple of blue chip guys. My favorite blue chips, like like top 10 guys, like Rory, Matt Fitzpatrick. I would throw Mark Mark Leishman is just outside that category, but like if there were two guys that like I think are just going to be around through the weekend, those are the two guys I think are going to be there. And you hit it on the head already. Keith Mitchell, I think is going to be. I think that would be a top 20. I think I can go off the side and do Kokrak just from he pops on too many lists, and he's playing well and he plays well here. Well, he hasn't played much. He hasn't played enough this year. Small sample size.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. So a guy like Kokrak. Let me do a little bit of digging on my guy Kokrak because I do like him. He's not terrible. Like he's an
or Tom Hoagie.
He's a
we know what we're getting with Tom Hoagie.
Huh?
We know what we're getting with Tom Hoagie.
Kind of know what you're getting with Kokrak too, though. I mean, he's a par 5 scoring machine. It's an interesting one, to say the least. To say the least. All right, that's
He just doesn't see everything we preach, though. That's the only problem I have with Kokrak is he plays well here, but he doesn't. He does hit that bill of, I mean, for this course, strokes gained, approach, and putting that I like, but I like Keith Mitchell more.
That's fair. That's fair. Fair.
I like other guys more. I'm very indecisive. It's hard for me. I need to hone this in. It's very hard because I like 5 guys for the top 20. It's a problem. Who you liking over there, Patty? Who's your top guy, favorite guy? Who do you think is going to come out and dominate?
Besides Adam Svensson?
Svensson. Yes. Besides Adam Svensson. A blue chip guy. Give him a blue chip guy. Somebody, you got a lot of blue chip, a lot of great players this week. Who's going to be that guy that we know they can be?
A lot of great players. A lot of great players in the field this week. Let's see.
My allegiance lies with somebody like Rory, who's a pot, just a past dominant presence here, just like Tiger. Like when I think of guys that it's a very short stretch, but Rory was like everyone thought he was going to be that guy. And everybody goes through ups and downs. Golf's very mental. Tiger's the most mentally sound player probably to grace us, but Rory obviously has some mojo here, and it fits his game perfectly. Big bomber. Hits it a mile in the air to land soft on these greens. He's a previous world number 1 for a reason. He's a baller. And he's already finished what?
Hit me with some golf guy. Who are some guys with some other high ball flights?
Fuck.
Don't let me hurt your head there.
Dude, like guys that can just like launch it up there. I don't know. Like fucking DJ can throw it up there.
Willie Z?
Willie Z can. Well, I don't know. Willie Z, I feel like he kind of flights his irons. He keeps them kind of low. I don't know. When I think of guys that are launching that thing, it's like Bubba and like Jason Day can launch that fucking drive. Jason Day launches that thing a mile in the air, and we talked about him yesterday, but I think his back is back. And he played decent start of the year. He hadn't been playing much, but another elite guy, great putter, great short game. If he's in form, Jason Day's won here before, hadn't he? Yeah. So past winner, past start, whatever. That's a dark horse. if you want to throw your money on an old great, J-Day launches that thing.
Interesting. I'm leaning that Jason.
We also
Kokrak,
want to just
Jason
be able to
Kokrak really has got me hung up here. Kokrak's that's really got me thinking. So I said to Moff, my parameters this week, my lock of the week have to be one. They got to be foreign, like foreign people here, outside of Moff, who won it last year. Bryson DeChambeau. Outside of Bryson DeChambeau, I do believe the past 10 winners, maybe the last 5. Yeah, the last 5 winners were all foreign. And besides, like, Tiger Woods, like, all of them, they're all foreign.
Shit, Tiger went over to fucking British Open, dominated that shit, too.
Tiger also won this one of those years, Moff. He was minus 300, his odds were, or plus 300, which is insane. That just shows his dominance. Plus 300, that's absurd.
Dude, people thought winning golf tournaments was easy watching Tiger Woods. Like, there are guys that go their entire career, never get a win. Ever. Let alone a major. Talk to Lee Westwood about majors, dog. Stop. Dude will die without a major. They say close but no cookie. I mean, probably the most top, second place finishes of all time in majors. Lee Westwood. Next to maybe Jack Nicklaus. Nutty. Hey, Lee Westwood finished second last year. Englishman.
All right, let me pull this up here. I got some nerd stuff here to look at some of our guys.
Excuse me while I go off camera briefly.
So par 5 birdie or better. Guys that we're looking at that are in the field this week. Right off the top, Victor Hovland, Matt Fitzpatrick, Max Homa. This is a Homa podcast. We are a bunch of Homas. We will remain Homas. But on Bermuda,
I'm throwing money on Max Homa this week regardless because I still have the stash. It's going to hit because I have the stash. Carry on.
Now you got me thrown off. Keith Mitchell, Seamus Power, Jason Kokrak, Kevin Na, Taylor Gooch, Cameron Champ, EVR. These are some names that pop on there. Talking about par 5 birdie or better. Par 5 scoring average, some of the same exact names. That's really what we are looking at. You got to be able to score. Got to be able to score. Especially on the par 5s, Fitzpatrick, Matsuyama, Hovland, Kokrak, Gooch. I mean, those are the names. Expect to see those ones when the time comes. Pairing that with guys that that can eagle, take some serious strokes off. Gooch, Cam Davis. Moff, that's an interesting name for a long shot. I think he's got the wherewithal, the power and everything to win this tournament as well. So I really like him as a long shot. Top 5, top 10. Crazy odds. Check that one out.
Shit on Bermuda.
Huh?
He's shit on Bermuda.
Appreciate it. Keep me in line. Can dominate a course.
Terrible strokes gained approach. Strokes gained off the tee. Poo-poo. Tell him who you like, Pat, not who the long shot is.
Svensson.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? Adam Svensson.
I don't know who this guy is.
Neither do I.
Of course, they don't fucking know. They don't know.
No one knows who anybody is. It's golf. If it's
fucking Svensson.
Svensson.
Who is this guy?
He sucks.
How'd he play in
putting.
that rain on Sunday?
Huh?
He sucks. Yeah, he does suck at putting.
He sucks at putting, but he sucks a little bit less on Bermuda. The guy last week hit the ball. If he makes any putts, he probably wins. So I'm riding the Lightning with Svensson. I pulled up his numbers earlier. His numbers are stupid. They don't have much on him because he's foreign as all ever. Bingo. But he gained an approach the past 4 out of the last 5 tournaments and gained a lot too. So, I mean, it's not like he just gained a little bit. I mean, he's gained a lot of strokes with his approach. Almost 12 strokes gained on the field last week, tee to green, which is just absolutely insane. That's what we're looking for. Adam Svensson. I'm riding the hot hand. Hopefully he sees a couple putts. They don't respect his odds. His odds didn't change at all. He's riding the heat. That's my guy. Fuck it.
Did we talk about Cameron Tringale? All these, there's a couple of guys that all fit this bill.
Eagle. Cameron Tringale. Eagle guy. Dude, I'm good with riding Gooch. We're shitting around. This guy, I mean, Gooch is serious. That's got, when we're talking about the qualitative side versus the quantitative side, quantitative is all the stuff you can look at on paper and count those numbers. You can analyze those things. The qualitative side, that's the mental capacity. You got to have the wherewithal. Moff, tell them about Taylor Gooch and the Twitter fuckers and the Twitter warriors.
Yeah, I mean, so I was on Twitter trying to get the Keep It Rolling Twitter handle going, interact with the community. But this dude, he was talking mad shit to Taylor Gooch. Shout out the Gooch if you ever see this pod, because I had your back that day. But yeah, I mean, he's talking mad shit. I mean, he took Gooch as like a top 20, had him in his DFS, and I mean, he's just slandering him on Twitter, calling him a bitch pretty much. Taylor Taint is what he's called him, like Taint instead of Gooch, which is just disrespectful. But Gooch, after his round, he was, I guess it might have been before actually, he one or the other, he saw this guy, he was surfing, he wanted to see what the people were saying, and he fired right back. He's not worried about it. He makes a ton of money playing this game. And we're looking for a bounce back. The only thing that worries me about Gooch is the last round of the waste management going into the Genesis. He just hasn't quite looked right. I mean, he was playing pretty damn good golf up until that last round. And then, I don't know. But I love the Gooch. And I like the fact that you like him, Pat. That makes me feel better.
Yeah, I really like him.
Old Goucher.
He scores.
I'm going to shout him out on Twitter.
It's one of these things. It's going to be a tough week, but I'm just looking. You got the par fives. I can't say it enough. Gooch.
I need him to not pull a Matt Wolff if we're going to back Gooch.
Gooch, Tringale, and Seamus Power.
And Tringale played well at Genesis, 13th. My boy Cam. Also, Fade Hideki. Outside top, don't take Hideki top 20, done nothing. He doesn't play well here. He's going to be around for the weekend, but he ain't going to be up there.
All right. He's played here 7 times, and he's got top 23.
For a top 5 golfer. Talk to Rory. Talk to Mark Leishman. He's Australian, but whatever. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Tokyo Sad song. Hideki, not top 20.
All right, my lock of the week is going to be a little bit bold. Not in the best form. That's me. Sam Burns.
He also is in that same group. There's about 15 of them.
Can't do it as a lock of the week. That's another long shot. There's too many long shots. I mean, this guy.
A lot of long shots. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to, we do admit we've been on a bit of a couple rough weeks, so it's hard for us to maybe pull the trigger. But I think
it's not a couple rough weeks. We had one losing week. Was barely losing because 3 picks. We got a plus 175 with Matt Wolff not to make the cut. So, I mean, we're just And if it wasn't for you and Lucas Glover, we're
That's
rolling.
fair. Yeah.
We're cooking.
Everybody took Lucas Glover top 40 because they could see it on your face. They knew, nobody wants to say it, but they took him top 40, and all was well.
Oh, piss off. Lost. All right.
Let's give it to him. Let's wrap it up.
By all means, I'm in with Gooch. Gooch is my lock. Top 20. Taylor Gooch.
Keith Mitchell. What about Keith?
And Keith Mitchell.
We snubbing Keith? All right. Fade of the week? I'm surprised you don't have one.
Brendan Todd.
You know mine.
Yeah, Schwartzel. I'm cool with Schwartzel. I like Schwartzel I like fading him as a lock of the
or
week.
Willett.
Sounds good to me.
Schwartzel or Willett. Matt Fitzpatrick, best Englishman.
Oh, no, let's lock that. So what are we locking in? What are we official locks of the week here? We got 2 picks. What do we got?
I think we both agree on Keith Mitchell and who's the other one? Gooch.
Now, how do we like Matt? How is Matt Fitzpatrick your top guy and not going to be a lock for the top 20?
I mean, I like him top 10. But plus 135, fine. Matt Fitzpatrick, top 20. That would be my lock, yes. That is, I mean, I did say that. That's the ultimate lock of locks, but it is plus money. That's the lock.
Greedy fucker. Doesn't learn.
That's the lock. I am greedy. I'm a greedy fuck. That's right, Pat. You're right. That's my lock. Matt Fitzpatrick, motherfuckers, is your fucking lock of the week.
Thank you. This dude, before we go on here, talks about my lock of the week, my mortal lock. He's Matt Fitzpatrick, and he's over here beating around the bush talking about some garbage. Plus 125, Matthew Fitzpatrick, lock of the week. Moffs, lock it up. That's what I like to see.
Fuck.
That's what I'm talking about. I got Taylor Gooch. Taylor Gooch is a little more of a long shot. That's my thing, Moff. I was saying it's the qualitative side. He was getting shit on Twitter. His numbers, he fit. He's going to come out here. He took a week off, hung out with his family, got some good mental. He's honest. I'm telling you, he's a family man. He's going to come out here. I think he might just shred this course. That's going to be my lock of the week. Kills the par 5, so we're going to be rooting for him for a couple eagles there. But
can we give him 3?
Let me pull that up here as our
I like Keith Mitchell.
Huh? Yeah, I love Keith Mitchell. I love Keith Mitchell this week. I think he's a phenomenal pick, but
Matt Fitzpatrick I love, and you guys have I think the best thing, if anybody can take all this these wonderful names we're throwing out, and if it helps the DFS, if it helps narrow down guys you're already looking at, if it helps with and the locks, that's what that's the bread and butter. We want to give you guys the best chance at making some moolah. Matty Fitz, don't let me down. Don't let me down, brother.
All right, so you got lock it up. Matthew Fitzpatrick plus 135 to finish in the top 20. And my lock of the week is going to be, look, that's the second time. It does it every time. The power. Unbelievable. Gooch plus 280. There he is. Woo! Lock it up. Lock of the week. Taylor Gooch plus 280.
Juicy.
Long shots. I'm looking at Pat Perez plus 650 to finish top 20. Moff and I both agree with that one. And the other one would be Adam Svensson plus 320. It's not even that super long. He's my other lock. Fuck it. I mean, give me a lock of the week with Adam Svensson. That'd be ideal. A double lock. Miss me with that. We got another day before the tourney, so if you have any questions, comments, throw them down in the chat. Love to hear what you got. We got a little CT Pan action last week in the comments. That was nice. Love to see it. Plus 500, top Asian. So definitely led them in the right direction and hopped on it. So let's do it again this week.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. Who took it? I didn't see it.
Harkers was in the comments. Said he got a plus 500
shout out my
on
boy
CT Pan.
Harkers.
Cool.
He's like, this boy Moff is crazy. I'm taking him top Asian, though. I fucking love that, dude. I really do.
Good.
I really do.
Do it again.
Because I had him to win that show. I already told you. You can take Fitzy top Englishman too.
All right, there we go. Fair.
Because him and Rory are different. I don't know. There's only like one Scott playing this week. Nah, that's not true. I have to check on that.
Ooh, Matt Lee Westwood plus 900 as a top Englishman. Shoo. Ian Poulter plus 1,300. Damn, all those the Englishmen. Ian Poulter's a name.
Guys, I love the Englishman this week. A sprinkle in any form or fashion would not hurt. I mean, best sprinkles in my mind are Fitzy, Lee Westwood, Justin Rose, Paul Casey. Paul Casey. Svensson's British.
Canadian, maybe?
What? He sounds like Svensson, Swiss or Swedish.
Canadian.
Maybe.
Hey.
But look out for the Englishmen this week. Bruvs. They handle the win well. That's what they do.
All right. Coming up on an hour. Lock it up. Keep it rolling.
Nobody's listening.
Probably not. Good
Can
luck,
we give
God bless,
Pat,
grind on.
give them a little snip they can jump? You know, they got little. You can put it in there like little.
Yeah. Lock it up. Let's
bored.
give them a 30-second recap here. 1 minute recap. Locks of the week. We're fading Charles Schwartzel. Fuck him.
Charles Schwartzel, we're fucking him. Worst Englishman, Danny Willett, we're fucking fading him. Our top locks of the week. We're going Taylor Gooch, the Goucher, Pat's guy. Matty Fitzpatrick. What's he at? Plus 280, Monsieur Gooch. And we have the other lock with Matty Fitzpatrick, top Englishman, top 20, plus 135. Fuck, I want to throw Rory up there for a top 10.
Do it.
You can sprinkle Rory a top 10.
No. We'll give him 4 picks. Rory is your second one, and my second one will be Adam Svensson, top 40.
Stinson.
Adam
Love
Svensson.
it. And
lock it up.
A couple long shot guys. I mean, you can count. We said Svensson long shot. That's a long shot. Pat Perez, put him in there long shot, and sprinkle anything on an Englishman that you like. Lee Westwood, Paul Casey, Justin Rose.
Ian Poulter.
Not Danny Willett. Ian Poulter's okay. Matty Fitzpatrick.
We out of here.
God bless. Grind on. Thank you for listening. Patty, send them off.
Keep it rolling. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything, if you're watching this later, and we got a whole day before this tees off, so if there's anything we want to look for, you can shoot me and Moff a thing. We can look up some things and shoot you a comment or something. Love the back and forth. We're out of here.
Shout out my boy taking CT pad that fires me up. We're getting after it this week, boys. Hey, girls.
Godspeed.